one would like to believe that the education that you get is for the benefit of the community. But we find ourselves in a situation where the education that we get through the formal and the formal system alienates you from your community. You actually become a stranger in your community. And I told you what the chief was saying, that it's high time Africa learned about Africa. And they gave me an assignment that you go to the school where you are doing your research, ask them if they know the highest hill in the province, and come and tell me if they have the answer. And that's the chief, because he says they don't know that hill where the secondary school is, that is the highest, the tallest hill in the region. But they know Everest. They know world geography, but they don't know where they are. So what kind of education is this? We would like a situation where the people, they appreciate the formal knowledge, no doubt about it. But they say, we seem to be getting so much of outside living what makes sense to us. So in a situation where a child finishes Form 5, grade 12, what is grade 12 there, the O levels, is not able to find formal employment, which is actually the issue now. Such a person is irrelevant in a community because has learned no skills under whatsoever. And this is what the chiefs were saying, that we have a problem now because the schools are producing what I told you at the PhD. The chief was saying we call this as a PhD, permanent head damage, because whatever we tell them here, they don't follow that. Now, the point was, if they were learned, if the practical skills were part of the curriculum, even where one would not make it in the formal school, would still get the entrepreneurship concept and be relevant in a community. Now, these are communities that you have a lot of honey, for example. You have a lot of maybe it's farming areas where they grow a lot of things that ideas that if the schools were to integrate these concepts, even the honey industry would actually come out of that community. But that is not the idea, because there's this gap that you think going to school is to go high and get a white collar job and come to Europe. Yes. Right. So there's that concept that I told you, that there's a big gap between school and the community, and that comes in even to areas of what we consider as development, because that way people now are looking at school as a sheer waste of time. Because remember that in our societies there, children are an investment. We don't have social securities. So they invest a child with this concept that will get a white collar job, which is not there, and this child has no skills that are relevant in the community, and sometimes those who didn't go to school are more prosperous because they have the skills which they learned through the indigenous knowledge system. So why not bring those skills into school and see them actually to a higher level, so that one can still make a living even without going into a white collar job?